I've been playing Nitro Type since early 2018, and in that time I've experienced quite a few updates to the site, and while some of the updates brought positive change, some of them took away features that I and other people really enjoyed. My name is Isaac, and today I'll be talking about 5 old features I would want brought back. The first feature I think would be cool to bring back would be the old Nitro system. So this was a system where you did not have infinite Nitros, you had to earn them. You could buy and sell them in the dealership, back when that was a thing. To earn them, besides buying them, you had to place high in the race. First place would get you 2 Nitros, I think it's been a while since I've raced on the old system, and second place would get you 1. At one point I had 1,500 Nitros, and I knew people with far more than that. The reason they took this feature away was because apparently it favored more experienced players who had a ton of Nitros, but now that races are only 25 seconds long and you can only use 1 Nitro per race, I feel that the playing field is a bit more level. This system incentivized using your Nitros wisely, and it was kind of fun to stockpile them because back in the day I almost never used them, so it's just fun to watch the number go up. The next thing I'd want brought back, and this one's a pretty popular one, would be the old event system. Whenever I ask anyone who's been on Nitro Type for a while what they want brought back to the game, they almost always say events. Unlike current seasons that give all their rewards for racing, events would have their rewards for various things. Also, not all of the achievements would come out at the beginning of the event. They would release content throughout the event, which should make it kind of more interesting and more fun. It was a lot more engaging, and while they were more difficult and probably more expensive for Nitro Type to create in the first place, they were some of the highlights of my time and other people's time on Nitro Type. And yes, I am aware, before anyone goes to the comments, that Nitro Type is bringing back events in some form. However, I'm not sure what that's going to look like and how it's going to compare to old events, so I figured I would still mention events in this video. The third feature that I'd want brought back, and probably one of the least controversial ones in this video, would be lifetime gold. Back in the good old days, you did not have to pay for yearly gold subscription. You bought it once and it stayed forever. Many players, including myself, still have this because we all bought our gold before the update, and then it changed to yearly membership. I understand why Nitro Type did this. They're trying to move away from ads for a very long time now, and the yearly gold membership is going to get them more money from gold memberships than just people paying it once and it being done. However, we're still on ads, and many players don't want to pay yearly for gold anyway. It makes sense. Most of these players, they're pretty young, they're still learning to type. Most of them probably don't have a credit card at their disposal, so whoever it is that's going to be using their credit card to buy it may not be willing to pay $10 at the minimum a year rather than $10 once. The next thing I want brought back as an optional thing would be the V2 aesthetic. So while the Nitro Type V2 styling definitely looks outdated, this is pretty much the exact reason I would want it back, as an option. Players would be able to choose between the V2 and V3 styling. The primary reason I would want this back has everything to do with nostalgic reasons. When I first joined Nitro Type in early 2018, which was a long time ago by now, the V2 theme was still in use, so it makes sense that the theme serves a bit of a nostalgic purpose for me. In addition, I feel that the V2 track styling should also be brought back as an optional setting, while still retaining all the customizable styling that the new track offers. I know there's a stylus theme that allows most of the website's aesthetic to change back to V2, but it doesn't work on everything, ruining the illusion. And finally, I'd like to have the old communication system brought back. The old communication system, as I remember it, allowed for more communication in 2 areas: the news comments and team statuses. Team statuses are really useful to me as a team captain, because if someone can't race for a while and can't get on Discord to let me know, they can just let me know then and there, and I can remember not to kick the person off the team. It's also a lot easier for answering general questions my teammates may have, and now that leagues are a thing, it'd probably also be easier to coordinate league activity. The news comments were the second part of this communication systems. It's an area below the news post where people could talk to each other. They removed this because they wanted the site to be more appealing to school systems that may not allow for open communications platforms on their network. However, it was great for creating a sense of community, and as long as people stayed civil, which in my experience most of the time they did, even if they didn't, there were moderators, you could still have a great time talking to Nitro Type players that didn't have Discord accounts. It was nice having a communication system built into the website, and it definitely helped create a sense of community. I actually got to know quite a few really interesting people that way. It was just a cool way to talk with people. And that is pretty much it for today's video. If you did enjoy, it would be fantastic if you consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, make sure to let me know in the comments if there's any features I may have missed that you really wanted added back. This video is mainly just focusing on the older features. I know there are some more recent removals that a lot of people are upset about, but most people have already made videos about those, so I don't see a point to include them here. The school year does start for me on Wednesday, and between that and I'm still working part-time, I'm probably not going to have a ton of free time, but I will try to get videos out for you all, and I'm going to try to get back into the habit of streaming on a consistent basis again, because I know people do like my live streams. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in the next one.